Hey there, it's Mike Wise with the weekly mortgage update, CMG Home Loans, and wanted to wish you a happy Easter. It's been a little bit of a crazy week this week, but interest rates are down slightly. Inventory is up slightly, so the spring is in the air. I've seen a lot of houses in my neighborhood actually go up for sale and actually get sold fairly quickly here. So the market is still moving forward. The inventory is going up slightly around here, but it's the pull through on it is the absorption rate is pretty fast here. So anyways, want to give you a quick update on the mortgage world and where we're at right now. So we're going to talk about today the Fed's dilemma. What do they do here? They're in a huge predicament. President Trump is putting a lot of pressure on Chairman Powell and kind of what they're going to do with the interest rates. Zillow this week, in fact, Zillow, they announced, maybe not this week, but the previous week, that syndicating, that if you list a property on the MLS, that you should syndicate with Zillow. If you do not syndicate with Zillow, they will not later on put you into the Zillow portfolio online. So basically, they're putting the pressure on people, and they're kind of working against Compass right now because Compass is trying to privatize some of their listings to make sure that they don't get listed there. Retail sales, they were up a little bit month over month, a little bit higher than expected, and that's probably as a result of the tariffs, and so people were kind of going out into the market buying cars before they started to see the increases from the tariffs on those items. So they wanted to get some deals done faster. So the retail sales numbers probably artificially higher, and they'll probably go down next month as a result of the tariffs. So new tariffs and the new homes. Basically, there's not been really any huge impact because the builders, they've already increased it, but the confidence, the builder confidence, it is trending down here, and they're not confident with where the market is going. In fact, the question there is, what is it going to cost in the future to buy a house? And the tariffs, again, are the question marks out there. I think a lot of this tariff stuff is a temporary thing for the next couple of months, and we'll see where it goes here. So at the end of the day, the Fed's dilemma. What do they do with the Fed funds rate? They have a dual mandate, keep inflation down and keep full employment. And so that's where they're working right now. They're mostly focusing on the inflation numbers, and that's keeping the interest rates higher for longer. I know that you've heard that a lot over the last year and a half or so, 2 years. And that's where they're at. But President Trump, he's putting some pressure on them with what are they doing? What is the impact of the tariffs? So the tariffs, that's going to bring more inflation. It's going to higher prices to the consumer. But is it going to slow down the economy enough to put us into a recession? And so that's kind of the question mark of what's going on in the market with the Fed funds rate and what they're going to do. So at the end of the day, you know, the question is, are they going to reduce the rates on May 7th here at their meeting? And there's a 90% probability that they are not going to lower the Fed funds rate. I think Jerome Powell is probably going to dig his feet in and probably not lower the Fed funds rate. But I do think that they should lower 0.25% at the next meeting. I don't think that they will, but I think that they should, just to preempt, because I think that they do move too slow, and I do think that the economy is running the risk of a recession at this point in time. So let's take a look at the mortgage rates. So when you look at the mortgage rates here, they did come down slightly, 6.87%, 30-year fixed rate mortgage. That's a $4,900 mortgage payment on a $750,000 mortgage. So that's kind of where the interest rates are. They're hovering right around 7%. You can see this is the technical aspects. So right here is the week before we saw interest rates, the prices go down. That means that interest rates go up. And so as this week, we've seen the improvement in the bond market. And so when the improvement in prices goes in, the interest rates go down. And so you can look at that on the 10-year yield here, is that last week we went up here, and then this week we started to go down. We're hovering right around where we were before we started to see some improvements. So we kind of in this range right here, we're right around the 420 to 435 range. So market is closed today, so we're not seeing any movement at all on the interest rates. So at the end of the day, mortgage rates are down slightly. I don't think they're going to be moving around too much at this point in time. But wanted to say happy Easter to you. Hopefully you have a great weekend. I will be around to answer any questions if you have them over the weekend. Otherwise, we will see you next week, and have a happy Easter.